At least allergies or at least pollen in Washington isn't like the yellow dust that would cover everything. Like when I lived in Atlanta, it was a dusting. Like it was absolutely terrible. So this has not been too bad.
Yes,
for me, but yeah. Hello, everybody.
Oh,
we're just talking about allergies here on the Player One Podcast, your number one source for sneezing,
allergic
reactions, etc. Yes, and we've got a Jeopardy quiz sent in by listener Donald Terrio. So thank you to Donald for this quiz.
Absolutely.
It is all about the video games released in 1998. He sent us an email, which I shall read now. Hello, gentlemen. While on a vacation from work, I noticed that nobody had sent in a Jeopardy quiz specifically about 1998. Some call it the greatest year for video games ever. So here's a game focused on games and events from a quarter century ago. Oh, man. Did you have to ruin that? Did you have to ruin it by saying that, making us feel old?
Come on.
All right. He says, I'll leave the decision as to whether or not this is a team game to you. Given the subject matter, you should all be fine either way. Also, due to my issues with my Patreon account, I'm not able to subscribe, so I'm just going to say hi to myself in the future, assuming CJ is still uploading older after shows to the public feed in 2025.
Hope you enjoy listening to this, you deadbeat.
I'll send it to him early. I'll send it to him.
That's very nice of you, CJ.
Yeah, why not?
That's
why not? Depending on how well we do.
Can you edit out that part about the deadbeat?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No, I can't.
Wait.
Sorry, it's in the video. It's in the YouTube video. It's permanent. Yeah.
I gotta watch my mouth.
All right. So should we play a team game here since it is 1998?
Absolutely.
Let's wait. I meant play as individuals.
Absolutely
That's
not.
what I meant.
No,
you want to play as a team?
We're a team. I don't know why these people want to keep turning us against each other. This is what they want.
We'll be a team. What should our name be?
The Radicals.
Oh. Not the Tadicals.
I don't know.
Radicals. I mistyped. All right.
We need to warn people about the impending 9/11.
Wow.
Back in 1998.
I don't know about that.
1998.
Yeah.
A more innocent age.
Yes. All right. The categories are the stations of play, Loud Color 64. The Saturn is not our future. They have games on computers now. And here now, the news.
Here now, the news.
We will go in what you've been playing order. So that means I just kind of made a little flippity flop right there. And I'll go first. I'm going to do the stations of play for 100.
Okay.
After stunning crowds at E3, this tactical espionage action game relied on the magic number of 140.85.
It's Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Do people remember that? That was a channel you had to tune into on the radio.
Yeah.
Codec
at a particular point in the game, and of course, it was printed on the back of the box.
Like it forced you.
Yep.
They didn't tell you the number in the game.
It was copy protection.
Yeah, it was.
There you go.
Yeah. Go look on the back of the box. Type in the code.
Is correct. So we have 100 points.
For 100 points, I'm going to go with The Saturn is not our future for 100. The category name comes from a quote by this executive who passed away in 2022. Pretty sure that was Bernie Stoller.
Was it?
I think so.
Bernie Stoller is correct.
There it is.
Yeah.
He famously said the Saturn is not our future, and then very soon after that, the Saturn was discontinued.
Yeah.
Although it was weird for people to get angry at him because the Saturn was floundering at that point anyway.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he was right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
200 points.
I'm nervous about this computer category, so I'm going to avoid it for now. Loud Color 64 for 100. This game's 99 Metacritic score went unmatched until 2021, when the author of this quiz helped a house in Fata Morgana on Switch temporarily reach 100.
There's a lot going on here.
This was in last week's quiz.
Is this Ocarina?
Oh,
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
What were you trying to say, Greg?
I don't know what I didn't parse that question properly at all. I don't know. Yeah, I get it now.
Ocarina of Time is correct.
What is the house in
Fata Morgana?
Whatever it was.
It's some kind of RPG.
Oh, okay.
Like a visual novelty RPG.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
it must have for a very short while.
I think they only sent out review copies to RPG sites, and people loved it. So it was very highly rated.
Okay,
300 points.
It might be a good game. I have no idea.
Yeah, I certainly don't know.
All right, let's go ahead and do here now the news for 100. This city hosted E3 for the second and final time before retreating to the colder climate of Los Angeles for the last 2 decades of its life. Atlanta, Georgia.
The final time was my first E3.
I never went to the Atlanta shows.
I went to both of them.
Oh.
We're 400 points. Let's go with they have games on computers now for 100.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. The end of the third week in November was crazy for games, as the first title in this revolutionary first-person shooter franchise launched on the 19th. As the first title in this revolutionary first-person shooter, 1998.
Quake?
That sounds like that's probably right. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm gonna say Quake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Half-Life. All right, we're down to 300.
Okay. Let's do Stations of Play for 2. An early Nintendo Miracle port was this January 1998 survival horror game that was somehow ported to the N64 near the end of 1999. This must be Resident Evil 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 is right.
Yeah.
Back up to 500.
Okay, I'm going to say let's do The Saturn Is Not Our Future for 2. Once Forever Entertainment is done with Front Mission, they can double back to this RPG based on a shooter franchise that's going for $1,000 on eBay.
Back to this RPG based on a shooter franchise that's going for $1,000 on eBay. A Saturn game based on a shooter franchise. What?
Trying to think. I mean, Front Mission is Square, but this isn't a Square game. I'm assuming RPG based on a shooter franchise that's going.
I assume this is an import.
I would assume.
Maybe. I have no idea.
This is like Dodon Pachi something, or is it a shooter in meaning first person shooter?
That's what I'm struggling with too.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I can't say that I know.
No idea.
This. Wait.
What? OC just got some.
No, I don't.
I
thought I did, but I don't. Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Right.
We're idiots.
We are idiots.
See, the way I read that was that it was something that had not come here before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I was.
That's also what I thought.
Yeah. Yep. Panzer Dragoon Saga. All right, we're down to 300 again. Let's do games on computers now for 200. Although it probably wasn't intended, this December expansion to a March-launched real-time strategy title created what could be called an early esport.
Is this a StarCraft? What was the StarCraft expansion?
Why would I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you knew.
Zerg something? Temples of Zerg?
I don't think so. I don't think Zerg is in the name.
It isn't like Defenders of the Ancients, not like Dota 1, right? Is it? Dota 2 being a huge esport.
I think StarCraft is probably the right path, but
yeah,
I have no idea what the name would be.
I don't remember what the name of the... Because I know there was some sort of StarCraft expansion, but I do not remember the name of it.
Alrighty, we're going. StarCraft Brood Wars.
Down to 100 points.
I was close. I had the franchise. Is it me?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I wrote that one. Yeah.
Loud Color 64 for 2. Early promotional material for this September release in North America featured 2 poisonous characters named NY and LA. Their final names were more medical. That's coughing and wheezing. So it's
Pokemon Red and Blue. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, we're back up to 300.
All right, let's do Stations of Play for 3. This October launching action title was remade for both PlayStation's Portable and 4, with the latter happening in 2019.
Ooh.
PSP and
PlayStation 4
remake for
action game that was ported to PSP and PS4. And the PS4 one was relatively recent.
Yeah.
Relatively.
Not Ridge Racer. But that's not an action game title.
No.
What about Klonoa?
No? Was Klonoa on PSP?
No.
That's a good
Klonoa
guess.
did not get a PSP release.
No.
Oh, could this be? No, I was thinking Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but
Spyro the Dragon? Spyro the Dragon.
Was there?
No, wait.
Spyro on Portable? We're talking about remakes, not sequels, right?
Wait, could this be Symphony of the Night?
I mean, it did come out on PSP. I can't.
Was also that there was that Castlevania. I forget it had like 2 different like it had like Rondo of Blood or something maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unless we got a better guess.
You want to say Symphony of the Night?
Sure.
Oh, Medieval.
Oh my God, I forgot about that Medieval remake.
Yeah, so did I.
Oof.
We are down to 0 points. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Saturn's not our future for 300. After a botched attempt, this Japan-exclusive bullet hell shooter from the Saturn finally stuck in the Switch eShop in September 2022.
This Radiant Silvergun?
I mean, I think that might be it, but it's a weird way to phrase that question because I mean, Radiant Silvergun came to like Xbox Live.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Way before that.
Yeah, that's true. Japan exclusive bullet hell shooter from the Saturn.
And I also wouldn't really call Radiant Silvergun a bullet hell, but I mean, maybe that's just me being.
That's true.
Picky about that name,
right?
Do we want to say Radiant Silvergun?
I don't know the names of other shooters. Like I don't play bullet hell shooters.
Right.
I feel like we can say Radiant Silvergun, but I don't feel that that's right.
Radiant Silvergun is right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great, but I don't know. It's been around for a long time now on other downloadable services.
Yeah, that's true.
At no point does it say that it didn't
Yeah, I know.
come to other ones. It just mentioned it hit Switch.
It was Japan exclusive on the Saturn.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The botched launch didn't it come out? Didn't they release it by mistake and then they clawed it back and then they actually released it or something?
Oh,
like
Was
did
that what
they?
happened?
On the Switch, yeah, something like that happened.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we're at 300 points.
Here now the
That's
news.
me. I don't
For
consider
two.
that a bullet hell.
The Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences made Shigeru Miyamoto the first member of their Hall of Fame in 1998 at an award show now known by this name, the Tonys.
No, it's the Dice Awards.
Is it the Dice Awards?
Yeah, I think you're right.
The Dice Awards.
The Dice Awards.
Boom.
Up to 500. We're killing it.
Yes, yes, we are. I'm going Loud Color 64 for 3. With the launch of the Game Boy Color came a colorized version of this 1993 Game Boy Great. Only the DX version has been ever since. What?
That's Link's Awakening.
Yes. Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening is right.
Yep.
Boom. 800
points. Let's they have games on computer now for 300. Let's ruin our streak. Among the title that could be earned in this isometric RPG include Berserker, Slaver, and Child Killer.
Oh my goodness.
Fallout?
That was my thought, was Fallout.
No, or is it Fallout 2?
Oh.
I want to say it's Fallout. If it's Fallout, I want to say it's Fallout 2.
I do not know.
What are we saying? I don't know either.
You choose.
Fallout I don't know what
2.
year Fallout originally came out.
Neither do I.
Fallout 2 is right.
Look at that.
We didn't actually pick one. You just showed the answer.
Sure, we picked it. It was Fallout 2.
Greg was very forceful.
I contributed. Yeah. I feel like I contributed. We're at 1,100 points.
Yes. Is it me?
Yeah.
Let's do Here Now the News for 3. The ESRB renamed one of their ratings on January 1st to this rating still in use, mostly in Your Mama jokes.
Was it
AO?
What would it have been originally?
I don't know.
Named one of their ratings on January 1 to this rating. It's not E10 plus, is it?
That's the first thing I thought of, because isn't that something they introduced later? There was E and then it went right to T and then they put it in the E10 plus.
E10 plus, yeah.
That's true. Okay.
What Your Mama joke?
I have no idea.
I don't
E10
know.
plus.
I don't know.
Is that what we're saying?
I think we're saying E10 plus. Oh, E for everyone.
Oh.
No, it was K to A or kids to adults. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, E10 plus was later, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got it wrong.
Down to 800.
Oof.
All right. Let's go
up, CJ.
stations of play for 400. Before Bayonetta 2, the best Christmas game was either Christmas Nights or this horror RPG released as a PlayStation exclusive in March.
It's a Parasite Eve.
Ah,
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
Parasite Eve is right.
Yeah. 1,200
Look at
points. Saturn is not our future for 400. A main contribution of Sonic Team to the platform, this action title was focused on keeping things cool.
Ooh.
I mean,
Burning Rangers.
That's what it is. Burning Rangers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Burning Rangers.
Yeah.
Boom.
It was one of the very last
It was.
big games on the system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a great theme song, too.
Absolutely.
And it was very import unfriendly because all of the directions in the game were voiced.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the big thing about that game, was that if you didn't get the North American release and you didn't
Mhm.
speak Japanese or couldn't at least understand Japanese, it was very hard to play.
Oh dear.
Because all the radio communication was
jeez.
spoken.
Right.
That's amazing.
Let's do loud color for 4. The lead developer of this early 1998 sports title would later go on to create experiences for the same sport for the Oculus Quest and the Playdate.
Yeah.
1998.
Oh,
It's 1080 snowboarding.
oh, is it
Is
really?
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is N64. I didn't realize we were in N64. Sure.
I'm going to take your word for it.
1080 snowboarding.
There it
The
is.
lead was Giles Goddard, currently of Chuhai Labs.
Nice.
Yes.
We're at 2,000 points. I'm getting to the right side here.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it now? Is it mine?
Yes.
Yes.
I read that one.
Okay. Here now the news for 4. After being forced to make Iggy's Wrecking Balls for Acclaim, Iguana Entertainment employees bolted the studio and formed this Austin, Texas-based subsidiary.
Is that retro?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I know that
Retro
they came
Studios.
from the same guy, right?
Retro Studios is right.
So I think the guy who founded Retro and I think who founded Iguana was also involved in the Razorsoft games on Genesis, like Techno Cop and all that crap.
Yeah.
I think that's why I thought of Retro.
Very
Although he
possible.
left before they did Metroid. We're 2,400 points. Well, they have games on computer now. This December launch was based on AD&D second generation rules and will complete its trilogy in August 2023.
Is it Baldur's Gate?
I think that
Is
would
it
be Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate 3. It comes out this year.
Oh,
Let's
well,
say
there you
it.
go.
Baldur's Gate. If we get this right, we can't lose. Yep.
Baldur's Gate.
We did it.
Boom.
2,800
We have-
points.
2,800 with
We can get
25
down.
left on the board.
We can get down to 300 points.
Yeah, if we work
But
hard,
we can't
can get down to
lose.
300 points.
Can't lose, though. You're right.
We can barely win, but we can't lose.
Yep.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Stations of play for 5. The reasons for this shooter never being re-released can be boiled down to extreme midness, and the main character being voiced by the late Phil Hartman. That is, of course, Blasto.
Blasto.
I remember that. I think when he died was during that Atlanta E3. It was at the same time.
Oh, really?
I
that
remember
game
hearing
came out
the news I was down in the gift shop of the hotel we were staying in, and they were listening to the radio, and I heard the news.
Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah, that game came out like right after he was killed,
Yeah.
too.
3,300 points. It's CJ's turn.
Yep.
All right. Let's do Loud Color 64 for 5. The Factor 5 developed space shooter that included a special unlockable ship, which would have been considered a spoiler for a major 1999 film.
Well, that's the ship they're talking about.
Squadron.
Yeah, this is because the ship was the Naboo Starfighter.
Yeah.
Is it Rogue Squadron or Rogue Squadron 2? It's Rogue Squadron, right? It's the first one?
The first one, I believe, yes.
Yeah, because the second one was the GameCube launch game.
I think
Yeah.
so. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron is what we're saying?
Star Wars
Rogue Squadron.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron is right.
3,800. And if you were around back then online, you realized that how adamant people were about not being spoiled for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
For the first movie. I remember John Riccardi in particular was like really worried about that stuff. But then he went and bought all the toys, I think. All right.
We all did.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. But I remember
bought
being
all
on
the Lego sets.
I remember being on Vid Games and you guys all talking about going and buying all the toys. All right. We're at 3,800 points. Saturn is not our future for 500. One of the 3 games, besides a version of Virtua Fighter 3, that was ready for the Japanese launch of the Dreamcast. What?
Ooh.
One of the 3 games, besides a version of Virtua Fighter 3, that was ready for the Japanese launch of the Dreamcast.
Let's see. We had Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter 3, and Pen Pen Tri-Isolon.
Oh, really?
That might be the one we're talking about.
Do we want to say Pen Pen Tri-Isolon? There was also a Godzilla game, I think.
I don't
if that
think
was
Sonic
launch.
was a launch game in Japan, was it?
Was Sonic not a
Adventure?
launch game?
I don't remember getting that right away.
The Godzilla game you're thinking of is Godzilla Generations.
So Pen Pen was definitely a launch game.
Uh-huh.
And Godzilla, I think Godzilla was a launch game.
We just have to say one of them, right?
I think.
One of the 3 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're saying Pen Pen or Godzilla?
Pen Pen.
Godzilla. Pen Pen? Okay.
Pen Pen. What is one of Pen Pen Tri-Isolon, July, and Godzilla Generations?
Yeah, so it wasn't Sonic Adventure. Thank God we thought that through.
That's all right.
I had forgotten Godzilla was a launch game over there.
I remember getting my Godzilla themed
VMU.
VMU. That was the way you got that because that came out really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out super
Godzilla themed VMUs.
That's right.
Well, and then you couldn't actually use that VMU to do anything else, right? It wasn't like a regular VMU. It was just for that game. Yeah. Yeah. Whoops.
No, it took batteries anyway. You didn't charge those. It had a little Godzilla game on it, if I remember correctly.
It did, yes. It had like a Tamagotchi style thing
hey,
on it.
Speaking of Dreamcast, did you see the new Hallmark ornaments?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
They got the Dreamcast Hallmark ornament coming out.
That's pretty nice.
Although Andrew Pfister on Twitter, I think it was him, made a good point because I think when you turn it on, it makes sound effects from Sonic Adventure. Yeah. It should be Soul Calibur.
Actually, what it should be is that obnoxious beep to let you know.
That really long beep.
Yeah.
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 Because that was what the VMU battery noise or something.
It should also be the whirring of the disk drive, which is quite loud. And the boot up sound would be a fun one.
Hey, we're suddenly doing great.
We are suddenly doing great.
4,300 points with 1,000 left on the board.
That 300 point category, that whole row there was just terrible.
Yeah,
for us. But now we're doing all right.
Okay, well let's see if we can break that trend. They have games on computers now for 5. The infamous parody software Microshaft Windblows 98 was actually programmed by this studio, now known for their work in Genies.
Oh, is that the studio that does what the heck is that series you love so much? The little girl genie.
Way Forward?
Yeah, Way Forward. That's it.
Shantae? Did Way Forward do Microshaft Windblows 98?
Sounds like it.
It sounds like they did.
Maybe. I guess we're saying Way Forward.
Way Forward is right. That.
Phil learned something.
I did.
I had no idea.
4,800 points.
All right. Here now the news for 500. Thanks to lead times, this wrestler infamously screwed in November of 1997 appeared in the WWF game released on various platforms in the summer of 1998.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
What's that?
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Was it Bret?
Yeah, this Montreal screw job. I think that's what
it was. Yeah, I was trying to, because I remembered. I was like, I know what
I was into wrestling then, and
I knew what they were talking about, but I couldn't remember it.
Being a Canadian fan, boy, that was a moment.
All right, we're saying Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart,
and that is correct.
Yeah, Bret Hart optional. The Hitman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that is optional.
Nope.
Yeah,
the excellence of execution.
There it is.
There it is. Hey, look at that.
Speaking of excellence of execution.
Well, he put all the hard questions in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I thought we were screwed if the difficulty went up.
Yeah, seriously.
But we rescued that one. That was good.
We did it.
Yes, we certainly did.
Yeah.
98 was a good year for video games.
It was.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what though? 2023 is shaping up to be.
You sound like the cover of every EGM ever.
Pretty darn good in and of itself, right?
Best year ever.
Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Humanity, Zelda, humanity.
Too Human 2.
Oh.
Yes. Well, anyway, I want to say thank you very much to Donald Terrio for sending us that quiz. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was.
Yes, indeed. And I want to thank you. I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters who went to patreon.com/P1 podcast and supported our show. Thank you very much. You make all of this possible. So thank you to you. If you have an idea for a game we can play on the after show, just email that along to player1podcast@gmail.com and we'll play it on the show. You could create a Jeopardy game just like Donald did by going to jeopardylabs.com, constructing your quiz, and then emailing us the link that it spits out. Pretty handy, don't you think? Well, I think that's it for us this week. I want to say I hope that everybody out there in Radioland is doing well. Hope your family, friends, loved ones are safe and well too. And we will talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.